Welcome to the survival world. Forget your past. Forget your comfort. There's only one rule: survive. Armed with nothing but a treehouse seed, you must find hope and build a home in a jungle crawling with danger. Chapter 41. Event End. Ranking sitting beneath the treehouse, Su Xian stared silently at the sun, now gradually leaning toward the west. He understood why he couldn't go back up. The root that would pull him up was actually an aerial root of the banyan tree, a type of adventitious root. After all, it was still a root. Now that the root was undergoing secondary growth, it naturally temporarily disabled the function of entering or exiting the treehouse. Too difficult. He couldn't even go up and lie around doing nothing. After sitting for a while, Su Xian decided to do something productive. He looked at his backpack, which contained stone spears, a stone axe, a stone pickaxe, a stone shovel, the golden chest, several bottles of water, and some fruits. These items alone almost completely filled the 10 slots of his backpack. Because of this, he had left fertilizer and seeds inside the treehouse last night, meaning he couldn't currently plant birch or pine trees. Slots still aren't enough. I need a higher level backpack. Let's clear an area first. Otherwise, there's nowhere to plant these 2 trees. Su Xian took the golden chest out of his backpack and placed it next to the treehouse roof. Even in the backpack, it was heavy, making work cumbersome. He then gently lifted the drowsy Coco off his shoulder and placed her atop the golden chest. Coco let out a soft "you" and slightly opened her eyes. "Watch the chest for me. Don't let anyone take it," Su Xian joked to her. Of course, there was no one else around. Coco nodded faintly and curled back up to continue sleeping. Su Xian took out his stone axe and chose an area near the treehouse with a lot of green-level soil to begin indiscriminate logging. The cut wood was stuffed directly into his backpack. His stone axe was blue-level, cutting quickly. 1 swing for a white poplar, 2 for a green poplar. Before long, a section was cleared. 70% of the soil in this area was green-level. The remaining 30% was white-level soil, which Su Xian didn't bother processing. Considering tree spacing, it wasn't necessary to plant on every patch. So this was sufficient. Su Xian ran to the lakeside, collecting some reeds and digging up lotus roots for dinner. Lotus root with bear meat. Perfect. Before leaving the lake, Su Xian glanced at the piranhas in the center. Sure enough, he felt their range had slightly expanded. Not by much, but indeed closer to him than before. That he would need to figure out a solution. If the piranha's range expanded to the entire lake, not only would other aquatic life suffer, but even fetching water could become dangerous. And if they swam into the stream? Su Xian shuddered at the thought. Would the giant crocodiles in the stream be enough to deal with them? Treehouse root secondary growth complete. Treehouse protection range expanded to a radius of 6 kilometers. A notification suddenly sounded in Su Xian's ears. Overjoyed, he realized he could finally go home. Coco, who had slept for 2 hours, had now woken up, sitting dazedly atop the golden chest. "Let's go up, Coco. Time to go home." "You." Su Xian placed the golden chest in his backpack. The combined weight of wood and chest made the pack heavy, so he scooped up Coco and entered the treehouse. He placed all the chopped wood on the first floor and returned to his 3rd floor. "Ah, this feels good." He tossed the backpack to the ground and collapsed onto the wooden bed. The bed had rapid energy and stamina recovery effects. Simply lying on it brought a sense of relief. Coco curled up and slept again. Su Xian didn't rest long. After a brief moment, he sat up. That moment, the mysterious voice spoke again. Jungle exploration event concluded. Congratulations to all survivors who found treasure chests and obtained exclusive resources. You are outstanding treehouse explorers. Survivors who did not find treasure chests, do not be discouraged. This is only the first step. You still have a chance to catch up. Now, the regional leaderboard for this event is announced. The top 100 will receive corresponding rewards. Please check the screen inside your treehouse. The last 50 survivors, you have 10 minutes remaining to say goodbye to the world. Su Xian quickly approached the screen and clicked it. Another option had unlocked. Leaderboard. Clicking it revealed only one event. Jungle Exploration Event. Clicking further, a leaderboard appeared before him. First place, Su Xian, opened gold, silver, bronze chests and acquired various other resources. Highest blue level. Second place, Ji Chaoyang, opened gold, silver, bronze chests and acquired various other resources. Highest blue level. Third place, Wen Guixin, opened silver and bronze chests, acquired other resources. Highest blue level. Fourth place, Li Wenxi, opened silver and bronze chests, acquired other resources. Highest blue level. 7,132nd place, Lu Renjia, did not obtain any chests or resources. The last place was 7132 ND. Can't stay anonymous. Su Xian actually didn't want his name on the top of the leaderboard. It could attract unnecessary trouble. Oh well, real name it is. Looking down, Su Xian's eyes narrowed as he spotted the person in second place. Ji Chuyang. That Su Xian knew this name very well. During the beginner protection period, he had offered advice to everyone. During the beast uprisings, his strategies shared on the regional channel kept the local death rate far below the world average, saving many lives. Did he really find the golden chest? Does that mean he knows the secrets of this world too? Su Xian murmured. When he had first discovered the secret, the mysterious voice said, "Do not share the secrets of this world with those who don't know." But what about those who do know? Could he exchange information with those who know? Is this person like me, with special abilities, or did he obtain the chest purely on his own? Either way, he's someone worth befriending. Su Xian thought quietly. Looking further down, Su Xian saw Li Wenxi at fourth place. Wow, this little beauty opened a silver chest. Seeing her name in fourth place made Su Xian thoughtful. He had assumed she was just a cheerful, lucky young lady. But now it was clear. Pure luck alone couldn't place her fourth among 10,000 people. When chatting with her before, she had casually mentioned obtaining the bronze chest. Despite being wounded, she showed no weakness, instead appearing mentally sharp. Now she had obtained the silver chest as well. Su Xian didn't know how others obtained silver chests, but judging by the leaderboard, including himself and Ji Chuyang, only 9 people had gotten silver chests. Li Wenxi ranked fourth among them. She was definitely not as simple as she seemed. Like Su Xian, she must be hiding something. Chapter 42. The top prize. Su Xian looked at the regional channel, which was now completely exploding with messages. Big bro Ji Chaoyang really is a true legend. He actually got the gold chest. I almost died just trying to get a bronze chest. Who is Su Xian, the first place player? We actually have a hidden powerhouse in our region. Wasn't it just luck? Luck my foot. The monsters in the bronze chest almost killed me, and you're telling me the gold chest is luck. Only Su Xian and Ji Chaoyang found the gold chest. I actually ranked within the top 1,000. Am I the big shot myself? Someone help me. Someone help me. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Why? Why didn't anyone tell me that getting other resources also counts as resources? You selfish people should all die. Do you want to be eliminated? Don't blame others if your brain doesn't work. Ha ha, I'm 51st from the bottom. I didn't find a chest, so I vented by chopping trees with my axe and accidentally got green level wood. Ha! It's my last 10 minutes of life. I want to say something from my heart. I have a girlfriend named Triple X, with beautiful black hair and bright eyes, the only woman in my life. If anyone meets her, please tell her my last words. Screw it. I'm done serving. Damn, I hurt my waist. If the bottom 50 are upstairs, I'll live stream eating Oreos. The regional channel was full of joy, sorrow, and resentment, especially from the last 50 survivors venting frantically. However, once 10 minutes passed, all these messages abruptly stopped. They all dead. Why did they suddenly stop talking? How did they die? This is terrifying. Will there be last place elimination in the future too? I want to cling to a big shot's leg. Su Xian and Ji Chaoyang, do you need a leg accessory? At that moment, the mysterious voice spoke again. Frowny face. Rewards for the top 100 survivors are now announced. First place, a purple grade exclusive tool, 2nd to 10th place. A blue grade exclusive tool, 11th to 100th place. A green grade exclusive tool. Other survivors, keep striving to reach the top 100. This event has concluded. Survivors have tomorrow to rest. A new event will start the day after tomorrow. Please look forward to it. A purple grade exclusive tool. Su Xian's eyes lit up. Upon hearing purple grade, he automatically ignored the news about a day of rest. Where is it? He returned to the leaderboard interface. A. Claim reward. button had appeared next to his ranking. He eagerly clicked it. A purple light orb appeared before his eyes. He reached out and grasped what was inside. This is a watch. Su Xian examined it. Indeed, it was a silver-white watch, exquisitely made, resembling a world-class mechanical timepiece. Mechanical Treehouse watch. Purple possesses all functions of a mechanical watch. Winding is done by daily arm movement. Includes all Treehouse screen capabilities. Usable within the protected range of the Treehouse. The dial is extremely sturdy and can even be used to block a blade in emergencies. Su Xian was stunned by the description that it possessed all the Treehouse screen's abilities. Currently, the screen had 4 main functions. Communicate with other survivors via regional or private channels. Trade on the trading platform with other survivors. Craft resources without a crafting table or weapon forge. Check event leaderboards and claim rewards. With this, even outside the Treehouse, Su Xian could accomplish everything only the Treehouse could normally do, essentially carrying a portable mini Treehouse. He could even establish a small base elsewhere using the watch's Treehouse abilities. This watch is insanely strong. Su Xian immediately strapped it onto his wrist. How do I use it? Su Xian thought, staring at the mechanical watch on his left wrist. Suddenly, a small holographic screen projected above the watch. Aside from its small size, it mirrored exactly the content of the giant screen before him. Perfect. Extremely strong. No battery or charging needed. Daily arm movement provided power. Convenient to the extreme. Su Xian caressed the watch, unwilling to let it go. All right. Su Xian suddenly remembered the golden chest. He retrieved it from his backpack and placed it to the right of the silver chest. The 3 chests were now arranged left to right as bronze, silver, gold. The floral carvings on the chests formed a beast-like pattern. The pattern was not the mythical Qilin Su Xian had imagined. Once fully assembled, the beast resembled an offspring of the Qilin and the mount of the ancient Chinese deity Yuanshi Tianzuan. It looked like something familiar, but unlike anything known. A hybrid of dragon, tiger, dog, and deer. Elegant yet fierce. Su Xian studied it. The assembled beast image suddenly glowed with a pearly white light. What's happening? Su Xian stepped back in surprise. The 3 chests blurred and twisted, then vanished, replaced by a pearly white light orb. Su Xian was familiar with this orb. Before he could even react, his hand instinctively reached for it. A card appeared in his hand. Frowny face, beginner mount contract. Green obtained by collecting bronze, silver, and gold chests. Allows bonding with a mount weighing up to 100 kilograms. As the first survivor to collect all 3 chests, the beginner mount contract, green, is upgraded to intermediate mount contract, blue. Intermediate mount contract, blue upgraded from beginner contract. Allows bonding with a mount up to 300 kilograms. Fully restores all previous mount injuries. This was exactly what he needed, a perfect stroke of luck. On the way back, he had been thinking about how to get a obedient mount. Now, the mount contract had arrived. By the way, didn't the voice say tomorrow is a rest day? Maybe he could go to the Northwest Hills and capture a mount. Then. It was a shame the 3 chests were gone. Su Xian had planned to smelt them into metal blocks later. Right, he could now craft iron armor and iron weapons. Su Xian hurried to the weapon and armor crafting station and opened the crafting list. Under weapons, many new iron weapons appeared. Iron bow, green iron strips embedded in the bow increase range and power, but require high skill and strength. Very difficult for beginners. Durability, 200. Materials, green wood 5, green iron block 2, green beast tendon 1. Crossbow, green a bow with a mechanical arm. Loading and shooting are separated, reducing difficulty, increasing accuracy and range. Drawback, must reload each shot, slow firing rate. Durability, 200. Materials, green wood 5, green iron block 2, green beast tendon 1. Iron spear, green most powerful weapon against beasts. 1 inch longer, 1 inch stronger. Sharp iron tip easily pierces beast hides. Durability, 200. Materials, green wood 5, green iron block 2. Other options included swords, knives, and daggers. However, Su Xian's attention was immediately drawn to the crossbow. For someone who had never used a bow, this was the perfect long-range weapon. Chapter 43. Ji Chuang-Su Xin kept thinking. Even if he crafted a bow, with no prior experience using one, could he really hit his target? So when he saw the description of the crossbow, Su Xin felt it was a weapon made for people like him. Although cocking the crossbow was more cumbersome compared to a skilled archer using a bow, Su Xin wasn't a bow expert. In his hands, the crossbow would undoubtedly be far more powerful than a regular bow. The only catch was the beast tendon. As for the iron spear, he didn't need it for now. His blue-grade stone spear was already strong enough to pierce a beast's body, and it had higher durability. Scrolling further, he saw the iron armor sets. Iron scale armor, green iron armor capable of withstanding general beast attacks. Quite heavy when worn. Iron greaves, green iron leg guards. Heaviness slightly reduces speed. Iron helmet, green iron helmet. Don't tilt your neck too much or risk a sprain. Wearing it slightly obstructs vision. Iron boots, green iron boots. Any beast will struggle to land an effective kick on you, provided you can lift your legs while wearing them. As expected from a heavy armor set, full-body defense that could withstand attacks from ordinary beasts. The downside was obvious. Too heavy, not ideal for an average person. But Su Xin believed that with his enhanced strength, wearing a full iron armor set wouldn't be a problem. Sure, it would slightly reduce his carrying capacity, but personal safety was paramount. Su Xin sent Li Wenxi a message requesting to trade for iron ore, but received no reply. Perhaps she hadn't returned yet. Otherwise, with her personality, seeing him in first place, she'd probably have sent a video immediately. Su Xin glanced at his private messages, which had exploded. Being first on the leaderboard, countless people were messaging him, wanting to cling to a big shot, asking about the contents of the gold chest, wanting to trade, and even requesting resources that Su Xin ignored them all. However, one person caught his attention, Ji Chuang, the other person who had found the gold chest. You already know the secret of this world, right? His heart skipped a beat. Su Xion's suspicion was correct. Those who found the gold chest must know the world's secret, he thought carefully and replied. Yes, near the gold chest. The reply came quickly. I want to cooperate with you. He said exactly what Su Xian wanted to say. Su Xian responded. How do you want to cooperate? First, exchange information. Voice call, okay. The tone was polite. Su Xian immediately made a voice call. Ji Chaoyang answered instantly. Su Xian could hear his breathing, but neither spoke first. Su Xian still had some caution. Although Ji Chaoyang's words suggested he also knew the world's secret, this world was so mysterious. How could he be sure their secrets were the same? If they weren't the same, exchanging information might violate the rule the mysterious voice had stated. Do not share the world's secret with those who do not know it. Ji Chaoyang spoke first. His voice was low and magnetic, with a broadcast-like tone. The underground world. You know what I mean, right? Su Xian smiled faintly. Hello, Ji Chaoyang. I've long heard of you. During the first beast outbreak, it was you who led everyone through it. Hearing Su Xian's reply, Ji Chaoyang's tone relaxed. You flatter me. As long as it doesn't harm my own interests, helping a little is fine. We're all in this together. You have quite a sense of duty. From that single sentence, Su Xian could roughly gauge Ji Chaoyang's character. He wasn't a ruthless climber who stepped on others' corpses, nor a saintly savior compelled to help everyone. He was somewhere in between. A normal person. Of course, it was possible he was just playing nice. Haha, Ji Chaoyang chuckled, then his tone became serious. About the underground world I mentioned earlier. What do you think, Su Xian? Since they now shared the same secret, Su Xian had no reservations. I did see the underground world near the gold chest. As far as I know, only you and I are aware of this, right? Correct. Since I proposed cooperation, let me first show goodwill. Ji Chuang continued. While searching for the gold chest, I found a passage leading underground. Going down, I saw many huge monsters in the underground world, like an enlarged version of the monsters guarding the chests above ground. Su Xian interjected. Yes. Seems our experiences are similar. Phew. I'm relieved. I was worried that speaking out might trigger punishment from the mysterious voice. Ji Chaoyang clearly relaxed, then continued. Here's the deal, Su Xian. I checked the bronze chest contents and asked a few survivors who got silver chests. Their answers were identical. In other words, For this event, chests of the same tier contain the same resources. To show my sincerity, I'll tell you that my gold chest contains special Treehouse root potion and metal item auto-unlock contract. Su Xian saw he was sincere and responded. The first expands the Treehouse protection area, and the second requires all raw materials to unlock the recipe. Exactly. Your deduction is correct. Seems we're the same kind of people. Ah yes, Ji Chaoyang didn't have item identification ability, so he couldn't tell the exact function directly. Su Xian felt relieved. To be honest, I want to establish a small organization centered on the two of us. Currently, the idea is that members must have obtained at least a silver chest. Ji Chaoyang laid out his plan clearly. Gather all current strong players. Within the organization, members can trade resources conveniently, share information, and mutually benefit. Also, currently only silver chest holders can equip weapons or defensive facilities on their treehouse. Only you and I can craft high-level metal weapons and armor. We can discuss fair pricing and sell these advanced weapons and equipment to others. Ordinary players without silver chests can profit, while we can trade with them for basic materials, saving time from harvesting or mining. Listening to Ji Chaoyang's plan, Su Xian gradually felt impressed by this man, probably not older than 30. While Su Xian was still thinking about his own affairs, Ji Chaoyang was already considering long-term stability. I understand. A strategy group, right? Su Xian smiled. After thinking a moment, he said, I have a few questions. If your answers satisfy me, I'll join your organization. Go ahead. Chapter 44. Cooperation and speculations about the world. First, including you and me, there are 9 people who obtained silver chests. How do you plan to convince the other 7 to join this organization? Ji Chaoyang seemed to have anticipated Su Xian would ask this. He answered casually. Among the 9, the 3rd, 5th, and 7th rank players are people I've been in contact with since the newbie protection period. They obtained their silver chests with my help. So we only need to persuade the remaining 4, and the key lies with you. Me? Su Xian's heart skipped a beat. Out of 9 silver chest holders, 4, including Ji Chaoyang, had connections with him. This guy really is a big shot. That's right. If you join our organization, in Region 188 only we two can craft metal weapons, armor, and tools. You've seen them. Even green-grade items can perform comparably to previously crafted blue-grade equipment. Currently, metal ores like iron are scarce, and there are only 2 of us, so production is limited. If we declare that our metal-crafted tools are only available for internal trade, how do you think the others will react? As top 10 players, they surely want to become stronger. Moreover, being in our organization, exchanging resources and information will be far more efficient than exploring alone. And there are no strict rules within the organization, pure benefit with no harm. Why wouldn't they join? Wow, a monopoly, huh? Very capitalist. Su Xian nodded silently. Ji Chaoyang's reasoning was sound. Even Su Xian himself would join such an organization. The only possible limitation would be the uniform pricing of resources. 9 silver chest holders wasn't too few or too many. With everyone setting their own prices, competition could get chaotic. Uniform pricing actually had advantages. Second question, how will members communicate? Ji Chaoyang smiled. You probably haven't interacted with many people recently, right, Su Xian? Not really, Su Xian admitted. After the newbie protection period, the Treehouse unlocked a group chat feature. Each player can join only one group chat. I'm already in a chat with those 3 silver chest holders. We can set up a new group chat for our organization, Ji Chaoyang explained. Can I ask how you helped them find the silver chests? Su Xian was curious. His own silver chest acquisition had been very peculiar, and he wasn't sure if others had experienced the same. Of course. Your silver chest was obtained in the stream, right? Yes. I just told them that my silver chest was in the stream, suggested they explore along it, and warned them to watch out for the stream monsters. You must have noticed, right? At the chest location, the stream slowed down slightly, and the sound of the water changed a bit. The stream slowed? Water sound. Su Xian frowned. Recalling the scene to No, the stream was still rapid. He hadn't noticed any difference in sound. Could it be that the fearsome crocodile he encountered was different from what others faced? Are all the silver chests in streams? Su Xian asked further. I don't know. There were others in the group chat, but only those 3 found the chest. And the monsters you encountered in the stream? I had a crocodile, Su Xian tested, hiding the fact that it hadn't attacked him. Ji Choyang's tone sounded a little pained. I had a turtle the size of a round table. It lay at the stream bottom. When I approached, it attacked suddenly. Luckily, I reacted quickly and blocked it, but it still broke my weapon. A blue-grade weapon. Fortunately, the turtle became fragments due to the treehouse protection, or I'd have been stuck there. Indeed, the crocodile Su Xian faced was unusual. A table-sized turtle was huge, but at most, it would be a snack for that crocodile. What exactly was that crocodile? Its red didn't even appear on the map. When he explored the underground world, all monsters appeared on the map. Could this giant crocodile not be an underground creature? So, Su Xian, are you interested in creating this organization with me? Ji Chaoyang asked, noticing Su Xian's prolonged silence. Happy to cooperate, Su Xian replied. Haha, happy to cooperate. Ji Chaoyang clapped his hands. Once the time is right, I'll set up the group chat and add you. By the way, can we do a video call? I haven't seen you yet, and some things are better discussed face-to-face. Of course, Su Xian said, curious about Ji Chaoyang's appearance. They connected via video. Su Xian finally saw Ji Chaoyang, a young, refined-looking man with delicate features, meticulous hairstyle, wearing the same newbie two-piece outfit as Su Xian. Unlike Su Xian, his outfit was clean and neatly arranged. You're quite handsome, Ji Chaoyang said, slightly surprised by Su Xian's appearance. Honestly, I thought you'd be more of a burly type, Su Xian replied with a smile. Haha, from now on, we're partners. Let's discuss the things only the two of us know. Ji Chaoyang's expression turned serious. Su Xian, what do you make of those underground monsters? In the future, we will definitely face them. This might even be the reason we came to this world, Su Xian said. Even on the surface, outside the treehouse protection, we're vulnerable to these underground creatures. They are pervasive. Compared to beasts, they are our true enemies. I agree. But Su Xian, have you considered whether the monsters attacking us on the surface are really the same as those underground? What do you mean? Su Xian frowned. You must have noticed that although the species are similar, the size of surface monsters is much smaller. Underground ones are clearly larger. Indeed. Su Xian agreed. That crocodile wasn't small, but considering its uniqueness, Ji Choyang's point made sense. Also, I observed from the cliff for a while and noticed that the underground monsters don't seem capable of flying thousands of meters up to the surface. Su Xian frowned further. You mean the monsters attacking us aren't the same as the underground ones? Ji Choyang paused. The attacking monsters also live underground, but not in the underground world we saw. They live in the soil beneath our feet. We should consider them as two separate groups. Su Xian gradually organized his thoughts. So there are 3 types of monsters: surface beasts, mid-sized monsters in the soil, and large monsters in the underground world. Although called mid-sized, they were still much bigger than normal beasts. The man-eating plants were over 10 meters, yes. And in my view, the soil-dwelling creatures seem like scaled-down versions of underground monsters, possibly artificially created and placed here. Su Xian's eyes narrowed. The purpose is to let us get familiar with underground monsters in advance. Exactly. The two exchanged glances, seeing a hint of fear in each other's eyes. They really might be lab rats. Su Xian suddenly recalled the skeleton in the underground world. They were not the first to come to this world. Others had been here before them. Those people, were they survivors or controllers of this world? Chapter 45. No shortage of iron. Or Su Xian was silent for a moment before speaking. In any case, what we should focus on now is the next beast wave. Thinking about these other things is premature. That's true. Actually, I want to say this. If possible, try to help others without harming your own interests. Everyone who survives could become a part of our strength in the future. Then why didn't you tell those survivors in this event that collecting other resources also counts toward the resource rankings? You mean this event? 50 people were going to die anyway. Why help them? Let the 50 dumbest die. It's the best outcome. Su Xian liked Ji Chaoyang's personality. Although he seemed somewhat heartless, he always made the most correct choices for the collective good. Perhaps that was what made a natural leader. After exchanging some information, The two ended the video call. From him, Su Xian learned that the survivors ranked 2nd to 10th on the leaderboard also received a watch. However, unlike Su Xian's fully functional purple-grade watch, there's only allowed communication, calls, video, and information viewing. They couldn't craft items, nor trade resources through the watch. After all, Su Xian had obtained a purple-grade watch, while they only had blue-grade. Even so, the blue-grade watch was convenient enough. Once the organization was established, all members could communicate anytime, anywhere. The organization matters could be left to Ji Chaoyang to handle. Su Xian could just help by contacting Li Wenxi. Checking his private messages, Su Xian's head almost exploded. Thousands of messages flooded in, mostly people trying to cling to him, asking for resources, some even using moral coercion, and some initiating voice or video calls. He quickly set his permissions to allow only Li Wenxi and Ji Chaoyang to send voice or video messages. Amidst the messages, he found Li Wenxi. She still hadn't responded to his previous message about trading iron ore. Kiki, meanwhile, was still curled up napping on the bed. Su Xian leisurely sat by the stove, tossed some wood into the fireplace, and enjoyed a hearty dinner of bear meat with lotus root. Time to plant those 2 kinds of trees, Su Xian said after finishing his meal. He grabbed fertilizer and 2 bags of seeds, went down from the treehouse, and arrived at the previously cleared plot of land. There were plenty of seeds in the bags, exact numbers unknown, like counting sunflower seeds. Let's test the fertilizer's effect first. Su Xian planted a birch seed in the soil, and within seconds, a small seedling sprouted. This was normal growth speed. 10 days to a full-grown tree. That he looked at the fertilizer in his hand. Frowny face. Natural organic fertilizer. Green converts barren soil, white, into ordinary soil, green. When used on ordinary soil, green, it accelerates plant growth. 50 units remaining. The bag had only 50 units. Su Xian carefully applied it to the small seedling. Fertilization successful. Birch tree growth time reduced to 10 hours. Reduced this much. Su Xian was pleasantly surprised. He expected maybe half the growth time, but 10 days to 10 hours was incredible. It was only 7 p.m., meaning he could harvest new materials early the next morning. This fertilizer is amazing. I wonder if anyone sells it. Su Xian immediately opened his watch and checked the trading platform. Unfortunately, no one was selling fertilizer yet. However, his previously listed wolf meat was being traded by several people for green-grade materials. Su Xian selected some stones and a few green iron ores to complete the transactions. The treehouse's automatic weapons require fine wood, and defense facilities need logs. Let's plant half and half. Su Xian planted 30 birch trees and 30 pine trees, then applied fertilizer. Including the previous tree, he used 20 units of fertilizer on 10 birch trees and 10 pine trees. Based on popular calculations, each tree should yield 5 fine wood or logs. 10 trees each gives 50 new materials per type, enough for me tomorrow morning. I'll save the rest of the fertilizer for later. He built a simple wooden fence around the seedlings and nodded in satisfaction at his work. Suddenly, his watch vibrated. It was a video from Li Wenxi. Wow. Su Xian, you're really amazing. You're number 1 in the entire region. First place. Even stronger than that Ji Chaoyang. On the small projected screen, Li Wenxi looked disheveled, with short hair dusted in gray dirt. But her expression was full of excitement, as Su Xian expected. She had seen the rankings upon returning and immediately called him. You're 4th, aren't you? Didn't expect you to be this strong, Su Xian said with a smile. Ah, that's because I was lucky. Li Wenxi scratched her head shyly. Not like you real pros, who can even find the gold chest. Did you just return? Su Xian asked. Yes. After finding the silver chest, I got excited and went looking for the gold chest. I didn't find it until the event ended, so I just came back. Her face still showed excitement. And then I saw I was 4th. And you're 1st. This is insane. Haha, congrats. By the way, do you still have a lot of iron blocks? Of course. I don't have much wood or plants, but plenty of minerals. You know, during this event, I discovered 2 more iron mines, and there are no beasts inside. She stood with hands on hips, waiting for praise. Impressive. Su Xian truly admired her. She really had iron or resources at home. which was extremely valuable now that crafting iron weapons and armor had opened and ores were scarce. How much iron do you need? I'll give it to you. Su Xian thought of Ji Chaoyang's organization and explained everything to Li Wenxi. Joining an organization full of big shots? Of course I'm in. The first place player has joined. Why wouldn't I? Li Wenxi agreed readily. By the way, you said you and Ji Chaoyang can craft iron weapons and armor? Yes. Then I'll provide materials for 2 sets of iron armor, but won't trade resources with you. You craft a set for me. Li Wenxi asked tentatively. You? Su Xian looked her over. Are you sure you can move in iron armor? Just kidding. I'm strong. She flexed, showing off though not visibly muscular. Besides, my body has been enhanced by a contract. Fine, but don't blame me if it doesn't fit. No worries. If it doesn't fit, I'll just sell it to someone else in your organization. Plenty of iron, no shortage. Wow, her iron supply problem was solved effortlessly. After hanging up, Su Xian returned to the treehouse. Soon, Li Wenxi initiated the trade. To his surprise, she didn't send iron ore, but smelted green iron blocks, and generously gave 8 blue iron blocks. 8 blue-grade resources? That's extremely generous. No wonder only one person among the 7 silver chest holders ranked above her. She also sent a message. Here are the iron blocks. My room is too small for ore, and the furnace hasn't stopped running. A full iron armor set has 4 pieces each, 4 for you, 4 for me. The 4 blue iron blocks I gave you count as repayment for the 2 oranges you helped me with. Huge help. Chapter 46. Blue-grade iron armor set. Do you really have to send a message saying here you go? Aren't you embarrassed? Su Xian laughed. Then he looked down at the 8 blue iron blocks in his hands. These high-grade materials made him almost reluctant to use them, that he sent a message to Li Wenxi. Aren't you afraid I might just take these blue resources for myself? Her reply came quickly. No way. The #1 leaderboard big shot wouldn't even steal these few resources, right? A few resources? Well, she was definitely wealthier than him. Su Xian immediately went to the weapon and armor crafting station. Using the iron blocks Li Wenxi had given him, he crafted 2 sets of blue-grade iron armor. Iron scale armor. Blue can withstand attacks from large beasts. Using high-grade materials, thinner iron plates provide stronger defense. Iron greaves. Blue lightweight like cloth armor despite being iron. Iron helmet. Blue perfect design, without obstructing vision or head movement. Iron boots. Blue wearing them feels like running faster. The descriptions had changed. Blue-grade iron armor no longer had the heaviest flaw of iron armor, clumsiness. Additionally, every piece included a small line of text frowny face blue iron armor set. For pieces, increases strength. The blue-grade set even had a special bonus. And it was exactly what Su Xian needed. Strength. Not only was the weight reduced, but wearing the full set also enhanced the wearer's strength. Truly deserving the blue-grade label. Su Xian sent 1 set to Li Wenxi and put the other on himself. The armor felt completely unburdened, far lighter than expected. With all 4 pieces worn, Su Xian even felt more agile and free-moving than when wearing the novice 2-piece set. So this is the effect of a blue-grade set? Su Xian was very satisfied that he felt that he could now confront a single beast head-on, perhaps even the monsters guarding the treasure chests. However, the armor had one drawback. Walking produced crisp iron clanking sounds, making stealth difficult. Not a big problem. He was wearing it to fight beasts directly anyway. Su Xian thought of the dense red dots to the northwest, now within reach after the treehouse protection range expanded. There will be a 1-day adjustment period tomorrow. Since I have iron armor now, I'll check out that area tomorrow. He planned to hunt a few beasts there, hoping to gather beast tendons for crafting the treehouse's heavy crossbow and his own crossbow. Without ranged weapons, the next beast wave would be much more challenging. After taking off the armor, Su Xian washed up and lay down. He hadn't slept for 2 nights straight. Thanks to Orange's ability, his spirit was okay, but his body was exhausted to the limit. He gently patted Keek's small head as she curled up beside him and drifted to sleep. I'll bathe you tomorrow. Too tired today. Su Xian was awakened by a vibration on his wrist. Sitting up and rubbing his eyes, he raised his wrist. A virtual screen appeared before him. It's only a little past 7. An invitation to join explorers? What's this? Just as he reached to dismiss it, he realized. This must be the organization Ji Chaoyang mentioned. Sure enough, the sender was Ji Chaoyang. Su Xian immediately clicked accept. Wang Lei. Welcome, Su Xian, to our Explorers organization. Zhao Xiaochuan. Welcome, Su Xian. Wen Guixin. Su Xian. Who's stronger, you or Boss Ji? As soon as Su Xian joined, several messages appeared in the group chat. The group already had 7 members, only 2 short of the 9 Ji Chaoyang had mentioned. Checking the list, Su Xian saw, besides himself and Ji Chaoyang, there were Wen Guixin, 3rd place, Wang Lei, 5th, Zhao Xiaochuan, 7th, and 2 members with very similar names, Qin Yunlong and Qin Yunhu. Likely brothers. Ji Chaoyang had said that the 3rd, 5th, and 7th ranked members were his acquaintances, the 3 who had spoken first. Hello, everyone, Su Xian sent via voice input. Ji Chaoyang. I originally planned to gather everyone first and add you last as the finale. But the 4th ranked Li Wenxi said she'd join only if you did, and the 8th ranked Qi Shuifei hasn't been reachable. I know Li Wenxi. I'll invite her. Su Xian sent the invitation. Ji Chaoyang. Ah, so you know her. I was wondering why she hung up after just saying, let Su Xian invite me. Su Xian, I already told her about this organization before. Li Wenxi joined Explorers. Li Wenxi. Hello everyone. Wen Guixin. Finally a girl. The group was all men. It was unbearable. Zhao Xiaochuan. Hello girl. By the way, Wen Guixin, what's wrong with men? A bunch of handsome guys around you isn't enough. Wen Guixin. Handsome guys? You? Only Boss Ji is a bit handsome. Wang Lei. Look at my healthy body, strong wrists, and sincere eyes. Not handsome enough. Li Wenxi. Haha, you guys are funny. Qin Yunlong, who hadn't spoken yet, asked, Su Xian, can you and Ji Chaoyang really provide us with iron armor and weapons? Su Xian stayed silent. He didn't know how Ji Chaoyang guaranteed this. He wouldn't just provide them freely. They had to pay a satisfactory price. Thankfully, Ji Chaoyang replied immediately. You can trade with us, or if you have raw materials, we can craft items for you, but payment is required. Transactions are only open within the organization, not free. Su Xian finally said, that's what I mean too. Got it, Qin Yunlong replied. Ji Chaoyang. Okay, one person still hasn't responded. For now, postpone the previous plan. You can try contacting 8th ranked Qi Shuifei. If she hasn't joined by tonight, we'll discuss the next steps. Understood. Okay, boss. Got it. Su Xian pondered, then asked in the group. Have any of you obtained beast tendons? Zhao Xiaochuan. You mean materials for bows and crossbows, right? I found a beast corpse before, but no tendons. Wang Lei. I didn't see any beast corpses. That night, I stayed hiding in the treehouse. Wen Guixin. I killed a wolf, but no beast tendons. Ji Chaoyang. I didn't get any either. I asked around later. No one extracted tendons from beast corpses. Maybe that day's corpses didn't yield tendons. They didn't want us to have ranged weapons so early. Su Xian nodded thoughtfully. He replied in the group. Okay, got it. Then closed the virtual screen and sat up. Yan, Kiki the little panda also got up beside him, but Su Xian decided to check out the dense red dot area to the northwest. With the iron armor, he could face some mid-sized single beasts. He planned to hunt some straggling beasts, hoping to get beast tendons and hides. Chapter 47. Beast Hills and the Lone Creature. Su Xian first gave Kiki a proper bath in a large basin to his surprise. Even though the little red panda hadn't bathed for days, it wasn't dirty at all. Quite the opposite. Its fur was clean and soft. In fact, the bathwater was cleaner than his own after washing. You little guy, how do you even do that? Su Xian sighed enviously. If he could stay this clean all the time, he'd never bother bathing again. Kiki tilted its head, the classic move. After washing up and eating breakfast, Su Xian didn't head out immediately. Instead, he went under the treehouse to chop down the 20 birch and pine trees he had previously accelerated with growth serum. Roundwood, green basic wood material required for treehouse interior upgrades and external defense structures. Fine wood, green material used to craft external weapons and special tools for the treehouse. Since treehouse modification was done directly via the treehouse's holographic interface, not the crafting table. Su Xian casually made a treehouse wooden armor, green, which required 2 pieces of round wood, green, holding the finished product, a 1-meter tall, 1 centimeter thick, curved wooden shell, like half of a hollow cylinder. Su Xian frowned. How do you even use this thing? Treehouse wooden armor, green, mounted onto the treehouse trunk to effectively reduce damage from beast attacks. After some observation, he realized the design. 2 of these armors could fit together to form a complete hollow cylinder, perfectly wrapping around the tree trunk to protect about a meter's height. His treehouse's base was 10 meters off the ground, so to cover the entire exposed trunk, he'd need 20 armors or 40 pieces of round wood. Having chopped 10 pine trees, Su Xian had exactly 50 pieces. After a moment of thought, he crafted all 20 armors and installed them around the treehouse trunk. Once attached, the armor seamlessly merged with the trunk, the color, pattern, and texture gradually shifting until it looked identical to the original bark. When it finally stabilized, it was impossible to tell armor from tree without close inspection. Not bad at all, Su Xian nodded in satisfaction. Back inside, he stored the leftover materials, donned his blue-grade iron armor set, and immediately felt power surge through his body. Grabbing his blue-grade stone spear, he turned, and Kiki had already leapt onto his shoulder. "You're coming too?" "Ing." And so, Su Xian and Kiki set out toward the northwest hills. While circling the lake, Su Xian noticed that the man-eating fish had expanded their active zone again. "I'll have to deal with that soon," he muttered. But today's mission was to hunt in the beast-filled hills, so he pressed onward. The journey wasn't far, about 3 kilometers, and since he'd already been there once, it took him just half an hour that he reached the former boundary line. The ground still bore cracks and holes where the vines had erupted days earlier. Cautiously, he stepped 1 foot over the invisible line. NO warnings from the system, NO red dots flashing on the map, NO vines bursting from the ground. Su Xian finally relaxed and stepped fully past the old protective border. Ahead lay a series of low, rolling hills less than a kilometer away, dotted with dense red points on the map. Su Xian tightened his grip on the spear. "Let's start with a lone beast first." Scanning the map, he found one isolated red dot farthest from the main cluster and began moving toward it. It was right at the edge of the hilly area, glowing slightly brighter than the wolves he'd fought before, roughly the same intensity as a black bear's. From experience, Su Xian could roughly judge a creature's strength by its brightness. He felt confident. With his full blue-tier gear, taking down something at the level of a black bear should be no problem. After all, black bears were only mid-tier forest predators, mostly herbivores who rarely ate meat. If he couldn't handle one of those with top-tier gear, he might as well go home and hide the next time a real threat showed up. The red dot rested between 2 small hills. Before long, Su Xian arrived near its location. "Ing." Kiki pointed its tiny paw forward, chirping softly. Through the foliage, Su Xian spotted the creature, a wild boar, not a bear, rooting around inside a shallow cave. Not a black bear, a wild boar? Su Xian narrowed his eyes, licking his lips, in his mind. He could already see a huge pot of braised pork. The boar's thick, dark body was larger than any normal pig's. It was digging at the white stones scattered across the cave floor. Su Xian's gaze flicked to those stones, and his eyes widened. White, blocky protrusions covered the entire floor of the cave. "No way, is that a salt mine?" His eyes practically gleamed green. After days of eating bland food, the thought of salt was enough to make him tremble with excitement. Perfect. Meat and seasoning, all in one place. He fixed his gaze on the black-haired boar, but he didn't dare underestimate it. A wild boar's destructive power was no less than a bear's, especially when charging. Boars could easily weigh over 200 kilograms, and those twin tusks were no joke, as the old saying went. Boar first, bear second, tiger third. It wasn't about strength, but about how dangerous they were to humans. Boars were unpredictable, aggressive, and relentless. While bears and tigers might be intimidated or driven off, a boar gone mad would charge straight through anything. Even with his iron armor, Su Xian didn't want to be spotted. The armor could protect him from claws and bites, but against a direct collision, his body wouldn't stand a chance. One mistimed dodge, and he'd be sent flying. He crouched, planning to sneak closer quietly. But as soon as he took a few steps, he remembered the armor's biggest flaw: the sound. Even walking normally, the iron plates gave off faint metallic clinks, quiet enough for a human ear to miss, but to a wild boar, it was as loud as a bell. Sure enough, before Su Xian could close the distance, the boar's head snapped up in the dim cave. Its massive curved tusks gleamed. Wicked and cold, Su Xian froze, gripping his spear tighter. This thing had to be over 200 kilos. Another heavyweight opponent. His heartbeat quickened. Easy there, brother pig. Just keep digging your salt. But as Murphy's Law dictated, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. The black boar let out a thunderous snort, lifted its tusks towards Su Xian's direction, and suddenly charged. Chow! You crazy pig! Su Xian cursed, bracing himself. Chapter 48. Boar rush. Even with his iron armor on, Su Xian didn't dare to face the wild boar's charge head-on. Fortunately, there were plenty of trees nearby. He quickly ducked behind a thick poplar tree. The massive black-furred boar thundered past, its tusks scraping against the poplar's trunk with a sharp slaw, leaving a deep, gouged scar that made Su Xian's eyes widen. That was way too strong. He almost forgot. Beasts in this world were far stronger than the ones back on Earth. The boar skidded to a stop after overshooting, then turned its massive head and charged at him again without hesitation. This boar is insane. Su Xian cursed under his breath. However, this time the boar was closer, so it couldn't build up much speed. That gave Su Xian a chance to react. He gripped his stone spear tightly. Just as the boar lunged toward him, he dodged to the side and thrust with all his strength. The boar barreled past him, and the spear tore a deep gash along its flank. Though it was just a stone spear, it was of blue grade. Its sharpness was beyond doubt. The black boar let out a blood-curdling squeal, but the pain and scent of blood didn't make it retreat. Instead, its eyes turned crimson as it went completely berserk, charging at Su Xian once again. Su Xian repeated the same tactic, dodging behind the tree and stabbing again as the beast rushed past. Because of the boar's momentum, the spear didn't pierce deep this time, only leaving another bloody streak on its hide. Ing! Coco suddenly leapt off Su Xian's shoulder, landing squarely on the charging boar's back. Coco! Su Xian's face went pale. He didn't want his precious little panda getting hurt. Coco clung to the boar's head, and for the first time, Su Xian saw its sharp claws unsheathed, digging deep into the boar's scalp. Then it bit down hard on the boar's ear. The boar screamed in agony, a high-pitched squeal that echoed through the forest. Thrashing wildly, it rammed toward a nearby tree, trying to shake Coco off. Coco, get down! Su Xian shouted as he sprinted forward, spear in hand. Just before the boar slammed into the tree, Coco agilely jumped away, landing safely beside Su Xian in a few quick steps. Bang! The black-furred boar crashed full force into the thick poplar. The entire tree shuddered violently, showering leaves to the ground. The boar staggered in place, clearly dizzy from the impact. Now's my chance. Su Xian lunged forward, thrusting his stone spear with all his might. Pshhh! The spear drove straight into the boar's body. The beast let out another shrill cry, thrashing in pain. Su Xian was caught off guard and nearly got skewered by its tusks. The iron armor screeched as the tusks scraped against it. He yanked the spear back. Blood sprayed across his armor. Then he took aim again, this time at the boar's head, and thrust fiercely. The spear tip pierced straight into the creature's eye, driving deep into its skull without resistance. The boar's scream cut off abruptly. It froze for 2 seconds before collapsing with a thunderous crash, twitching weakly on the ground. Su Xian wasn't convinced it was dead yet. He stabbed its skull several more times before finally letting out a long sigh of relief and slumping to the ground. He reached over to pat Coco's little head and chuckled. Not bad, little one. You're pretty fierce. Ing! Coco tilted its head proudly. Su Xian rewarded it with an orange, which Coco happily hugged and began munching on. Sigh. If only I had a crossbow or something, I wouldn't need to work this hard. Su Xian glanced at his armor. Where the boar's tusk had hit, there was only a faint scratch. Blue-grade iron armor really is tough. Taking out his boning knife, Su Xian began butchering the boar's corpse. The knife moved through flesh as smoothly as slicing tofu. Before long, All the usable materials were separated. Obtained, complete boar hide, green, times 1, boar meat, green, times 180 kg, boar tendon, green, times 1, boar bone, green, times 1 boar tendon, beast sinew, boar tendon, green, a type of beast sinew, used as a crafting material for certain weapons. Can also be eaten when properly cooked. Su Xian's eyebrows shot up. Only 1 tendon, huh? Fine. I'll prioritize crafting for myself. Once I get back, I'll finally make that crossbow. The thought of achieving his long-awaited ranged weapon dream made him grin. Should I head back and craft one now? He muttered, but quickly shook his head. No. It takes almost 2 hours for a round trip. Too much time wasted. Forget it. The spear's good enough for now. He turned toward the cave. Inside lay what might be the salt mine he'd been longing for. Ing, ing, ing. Coco suddenly let out sharp cries. What is it? Su Xin turned and froze. From deeper in the hills, a herd of black-furred boars was stampeding toward him. Without hesitation, Su Xin stowed his spear and dashed to the thickest poplar tree nearby. He grabbed the trunk and began to climb. Coco, up the tree. Ing. Climbing was effortless for Coco. By the time Su Xin was halfway up, Coco was already perched on a branch above, tilting its head as if saying, "Why are you so slow?" Though Su Xin had grown up in the city, he'd climbed his share of trees and walls as a kid. It took him some effort, but he managed to scramble up. The boar herd soon arrived beneath the tree. They had clearly been drawn by the dying screams of their fallen kin. Low, guttural grunts echoed through the air. Far more feral and menacing than those of domestic pigs, Su Xin didn't dare move a muscle. Even the faintest clink from his iron armor could give him away that he prayed silently that they wouldn't find him. But luck was not on his side. The scent of blood still lingered in the air, and Su Xian's armor was spattered with gore. Even he could smell the iron tang, let alone wild boars with senses sharper than a dog's. Within moments, several boars had surrounded the tree. After a few loud grunts, a few massive ones charged at it. Bang! The tree shuddered violently. Su Xian clung to the trunk, armor clanking with a metallic ding-ding. That sound seemed to enrage the boars even more. They rammed one after another, some even digging furiously at the roots as if trying to uproot the tree entirely. Damn it, don't tell me they can actually knock this thing down. Good thing I picked the biggest one around. Su Xian looked around. Unlike the dense jungle near his treehouse, the trees here were more sparsely spaced, too far apart to jump between. He could only pray the boars wouldn't really manage to topple it. Meanwhile, Coco, perched on a branch above, showed zero signs of panic. Instead, it tilted its head curiously at the herd below, occasionally chirping down at them as if watching a show. After all, with its agility, Coco could easily leap to another tree if things went wrong. To it, the angry boars below might as well have been putting on a performance. Chapter 49. The convenient function of the treehouse watch. Su Xian sat high up in the tree, anxiously watching the herd of wild boars below. He had no means of ranged attack. There was no way to harm the pigs down there unless he jumped down to fight them hand-to-hand. But throwing himself into a herd of 200-kilogram beasts? That would be suicide. Clutching the trunk, Su Xian could clearly hear the thuds, the snorting, and the sound of hooves digging at the dirt, tearing at the tree's roots. They can't really knock it down, right? The trunk's nearly half a meter thick. It shouldn't be that easy to uproot. Thankfully, wild boars didn't have much patience. After about half an hour, a few of them started to wander off. Soon, more and more of the black-haired pigs followed, until only one stubborn boar remained beneath his tree, still relentlessly ramming and digging. Glancing at the exposed roots below, Su Xian grimaced. The soil had been churned away, and several thick roots were already visible. If they'd kept at it much longer, the tree might actually have gone down. Su Xian narrowed his eyes at the boar right under him, reached into his backpack, and pulled out his stone spear. Well, brother pig, you chose to stay behind. Guess you'll be keeping me company then. He looked around. No other boars in sight. Just like when he hunted the black bear for the first time, Su Xian tightened his grip on the spear, aimed for the back of the pig's head, took a deep breath, and leapt down from the tree. Show. No suspense. The sharp stone spear pierced clean through the boar's skull. The creature didn't even have time to squeal before collapsing, body twitching violently. Coco hopped down onto the carcass, slapping at it with its tiny paws in triumph. Pulling the spear free, Su Exine cautiously stabbed a few more times into the back of the skull. Only when the boar stopped moving completely did he take out his boning knife. Obtained. Complete boar hide, green, times 1. Boar meat, green, times 160 kg. Boar tendon, green, times 1. Boar bone, green, times 1. Another tendon. The crossbow required 1. Tendon. The heavy treehouse-mounted crossbow needed 2. If he killed just one more beast, he could make both. The only problem was, there was way too much pork. 2 boars totaled about 340 kilograms. Even though his body had been enhanced several times, carrying nearly 70 kilograms of meat in his backpack would still slow him down. Sure, pork wasn't exactly a rare resource, but there was no way Su Exine was going to waste good meat. Then he suddenly remembered. The watch had a trade function. He tried listing the pork on the trading platform, specifying that he only wanted basic materials of green quality or higher in exchange. But the platform didn't store goods during pending trades, so the pork remained on the ground. Su Xin opened the Explorers group chat and typed, "Anyone want some wild boar meat?" The chat immediately exploded with replies. Everyone with a watch could communicate freely. After all, Zhao Xiaochuan. Wild boar meat? Did the boss go hunting? Su Xin, yeah. Just took one down. Anyone interested? Wang Lei. The boss's pork. I want some. I want. Everything on the platform right now is half-eaten carcasses. Disgusting. Since it's from the boss, I'll take it. I'll pay with green tier materials. Su Xin. There's over 600 pounds of it. You sure you want it all? Wang Lei. Boss, you trying to feed me to death? Su Xin paused. Even if he traded it all away, he wouldn't be able to carry all the materials he got in return. After a moment's thought, he scrolled through his private messages and found Ji Chuyang, sending him a quick DM. You near your treehouse? After a while, Ji replied, No, I'm out hunting too. Saw your message in the group. You've got too much meat to carry, huh? The trade function's really handy. Seemed like Ji was in the same situation. Su Xin sighed in relief. At least he had a way to trade on the spot. That Su Xin. All right then. No worries. Go do your thing. Ji got it. Then Su Xin sent another message, this time to Li Wenci. You near your treehouse? Li Wenci, yeah, why? You trying to sell me pork? Looked like she'd seen the group chat too. Perfect, that's Su Xin. I'll trade the pork to you. Keep it at your place for now. I'll pick it up when I'm back. You keep 10% as your cut. Deal. Li Wenci hesitated for a moment before replying. Wait, you can trade on the spot? Su Xin figured it wasn't a big secret. Ji already knew, so he replied truthfully. Yeah, my watch is purple grade. It can trade directly. That's awesome, she typed back, clearly jealous. All right, 10% it is. Hold on, I'm just planting some trees under my treehouse. Su Xin wasn't worried about her running off with the meat. Her mineral resources were worth far more than a few hundred kilos of pork. This purple tier watch is way too convenient, he muttered, pleased with himself. With this, I can actually move supplies between locations. Just need a trustworthy middleman. After completing the trade with Li Wenci, Su Xin instantly felt lighter, literally and mentally. Back in the group chat, Wang Lei was still spamming messages. Boss? You there? Boss, are you still selling the pork? Boss, just 10 pounds, please. Zhao Xiaochuan. Forget it. The boss clearly doesn't want to talk to you anymore. Wang Lei. Wah, I just want some pork. Su Xin chuckled, typing back. We'll talk tonight. Wang Lei. Got it, boss. Su Xin. No need to call me that. Just Su Xin is fine. Wang Lei. Sure thing, boss. Su Xin. Shaking his head, Su Xin closed the holographic watch screen and turned toward the nearby cave, heartbeat quickening. Could it be a salt mine? He entered the cave. The ground was covered in gleaming white crystals. Taking out his boning knife, he pried up a chunk. Salt crystal, rich in mineral salt, can be refined into edible salt. Beautiful. Su Xion's eyes lit up. Finally, salt. His mouth had been so bland lately, he'd been half tempted to start licking rocks like the boars. This was a big find. Food was abundant in the jungle, but salt was essential to survival and absolutely scarce. Others would trade anything for it. Su Xion grinned. Looks like I'm about to become the salt baron. How do I extract it, though? Distillation? Maybe the crafting table can make something for that. Whatever, I'll bring some back first. He pulled out his stone pickaxe and began mining. The cave was rich, far more than he could ever take. After collecting about 20 kilos of salt crystals, he stopped. The mine wasn't going anywhere. Once he had a mount, this short trip would be nothing. Leaving the cave, Su Xian looked deeper into the hilly region ahead. The map was still dense with red dots. He decided to climb a nearby hill without any signs of danger to scout from higher ground. Let's go, Coco. Time to climb. He picked a hill about 100 meters tall and began ascending the slope thick with bushes and trees. Coco promptly leapt onto his shoulder. You lazy little thing. Coco adjusted its position, grumbling softly. The metal plating on Su Xian's shoulder wasn't exactly comfortable. Before long, Su Xian reached the hilltop and looked down the other side. Below lay a wide basin surrounded by ring-shaped hills, with a small lake at its center. The open area teemed with wildlife, birds, beasts, all kinds of movement, and the entire basin was glowing faintly green, speckled with occasional blue light. A new resource zone. Su Xian's eyes gleamed. And it looks like the whole area is within my treehouse's protection range. Wait, what's that? He squinted into the distance. There, a patch of stronger blue light. Several tall trees obscured part of the view. But even from his elevated position, Su Xian could make out a few towering stone pillars, each topped with a carved statue. He couldn't see clearly from here, but they appeared to be some kind of animal effigies. Is that a special structure? Su Xian's curiosity burned. The only other glowing spots he'd seen were the bear's cave, green, and his own treehouse, purple. That meant this place had to be important. Could it be another survivor's treehouse? He wondered aloud, before shaking his head. No way. The area is full of beasts, and that's definitely a stone building. Should he go check it out? Chapter 50. The venomous serpent. Su Xian glanced toward the base of the hill, where the herd of wild boars he'd seen earlier was still resting. 100 meters further ahead roamed a group of muscular bulls, massive creatures with menacing horns that looked far deadlier than the boar's tusks. Through the forest, he could faintly make out several deer and foxes darting between the trees. Then, suddenly, an orange-striped tiger pounced out from the woods. In the distance, the haunting howls of wolves echoed through the air. Forget it, Su Xian muttered. This place was far too dangerous. At least not until he crafted a crossbow, something that would finally give him a ranged attack option. Close combat with beasts was one thing. A one-on-one fight, he might manage. But if several attacked at once, even his iron armor wouldn't save him. Still, Su Xian wasn't ready to head back just yet. He wanted to hunt a few more animals, gather more tendons and hides. His material stockpile was still too limited. Wild boars were ideal prey, strong but manageable. If he could find a lone wolf, that'd be even better. With his iron armor, a single wolf couldn't even scratch him. And if he was lucky, maybe he could even tame one. The mount contract was always ready in his inventory. Wolves might not be the strongest fighters, but they had incredible stamina. They could chase herds of deer and sheep for miles until something collapsed from exhaustion. Perfect qualities for a mount. Scanning the map and observing the red dots, Su Xian found no lone wolves. The boars, likely spooked after one of their kind had been killed, were tightly grouped together. None strayed far. That's a problem, Su Xian sighed. If I had a ranged weapon, I could lure one or two away. But with just this armor and a spear, it's all brute force. After a moment of internal struggle, he gritted his teeth and made up his mind. He would enter the resource zone, not deep, just the outer ring, to see if any opportunities presented themselves. He was only one material short of what he needed, and that was driving him mad. Instead of sneaking, Su Xian boldly descended the hill from a direction far from the boar herd. Stealth was pointless anyway. His armor made noise no matter how careful he was. Inside the ring-shaped valley was yet another stretch of forest. But unlike the quiet woods near his base, this place was teeming with life. Birds, beasts, and critters weaving between the trees. This was what a real jungle looked like. Su Xian spotted several creatures he hadn't seen before, and a plump hare suddenly darted across his path and disappeared into the bushes. It looked so fat that Su Xian instinctively swallowed. When I finish that crossbow, I'll use you for target practice. Coco, his little companion, tapped his shoulder with a tiny paw, pointing to something ahead on the left. Su Exine squinted for a moment before he finally saw it. Coiled on a rock lay a snake as thick as 3 fingers, its scales perfectly blending with the stone. It was almost invisible. He'd have missed it entirely if Coco hadn't warned him. Because of his encounter with the giant anaconda in the lake, Su Exine had developed a bit of a snake phobia. His first instinct was to steer clear. But then he remembered. He was wearing iron armor. This thing probably couldn't even pierce it. Coco, stay here, Su Exine whispered. I'll deal with that snake. Snake meat, snake skin, venom, gallbladder, all valuable. Ing, Coco chirped softly, scurrying up a nearby tree and clinging to a branch to watch from above. Funny little creature. It hadn't flinched when facing giant boars, yet snakes seemed to truly scare it. Su Exine, on the other hand, felt the opposite. Boars might injure him, but a small snake? Not a chance. Feigning ignorance, he strolled casually past the rock as though he hadn't seen it. The faint clinking of iron filled the air. Out of the corner of his eye, Su Exine saw the stone twitch, then suddenly strike. Here it comes. He didn't raise his hands to block. They weren't armored. But the rest of his body was fully encased in metal. The rock snake coiled around his leg, sinking its fangs into his greave. Clang. Then came a sharp crack. The snake hissed in pain and dropped to the ground, writhing violently. Its fangs had shattered against his armor. Su Exine raised his iron-booted foot and brought it down hard on the spot just below the snake's head, the so-called 7 inches, where its heart lay. He stomped again, this time crushing its skull. The snake's body thrashed wildly, wrapping around his leg before finally going limp. Just to be sure, Su Exine stomped the head and heart twice more, then jabbed his stone spear down a few times for good measure. With this armor, fighting small beasts is like butchering chickens, he muttered. Once certain it was dead, he pulled out his bone knife. Curled up, it hadn't seemed that big, but when stretched out, the snake was nearly 2.5 meters long and thick as a wrist. It was enough to make anyone's skin crawl. Coco hopped down from the tree and curiously poked the corpse with its paw. Careful, Su Exine warned. It might not be completely dead yet. It could still jump and bite you. Ing. Coco squeaked and immediately leapt onto Su Exine's shoulder, making him chuckle. Within moments, he had skinned and dissected the snake that you obtained. Refined snake skin, blue, ×1. Venom sac, green, ×1. Snake meat ×15 kg. Snake gallbladder, green, ×1. Snake tendon, green, ×1. Jackpot. Another blue-grade material. After the bear paw, this was his second, a blue-quality hide. Animal hides were mainly used for making backpacks and leather armor. Su Exine had already seen the recipe at the crafting station, hide and bones. Even though he'd upgraded to blue-grade iron armor, today's hunt had shown him something important. Iron armor was only good for direct combat. If he wanted to hunt alert, fast herbivores like deer, goats, or rabbits, or sneak around without making noise, iron armor would just get in the way. A blue-grade leather armor set would be perfect for that. But for now, this hide was best used for crafting a blue backpack. He examined the rest of the loot. Venom sac. Green contains the concentrated venom of a snake. Can be used to craft poison arrows or to coat weapons with toxins. Snake gallbladder. Green, the gall of a venomous snake. Can be used for medicine, brewing, or consumption. Valuable material. Must be processed soon or it will lose potency. Poison arrows. Now that was a game changer. A regular bolt might barely wound a beast unless it hit a vital spot, but a poisoned one only needed to break the skin. That would at least weaken or slow the target. Su Exine hadn't even built his crossbow yet, and he'd already found an upgrade for ITAS for the gallbladder. He knew it was valuable, though he wasn't sure what it did exactly. Without wine, he couldn't brew it, so he'd just dry it later for storage. He'd heard dried snake gall could be preserved long-term. Glancing toward the jungle's shadowy depths, Su Exine decided not to push his luck. He now had 3 beast tendons and a blue-grade hide. A perfect haul. There was no reason to risk going further.